Hello everyone and welcome your faces to another reaction type analyze video, which is, I suppose, more my final thoughts after watching the trailer, I suppose. But yeah, today we're going to be watching the new Bendy and the Ink Machine trailer, Bendy and the Dark Revival. It's mad to think it's here now. It took God knows how long, but hey, we're here, we're happy. I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet because I was purposely going to save it to do a video. And forgive me if I look the wrong way all the time because you're usually up there, but for some reason my stand's having a moment, so you have to be on the computer monitor today. So hello in your new place. Yeah, I'm really excited about Bendy and the Dark Revival. I always say Bendy and the Dark Revival. But I'm really excited about Dark Revival because I'm really looking forward to getting into Bendy this time around as a YouTuber and content creator. So I'm really looking forward to doing videos and etc on it. So I'm going to really throw myself in the deep end. Let's see what we can see in this little trailer. Again, I'll give you my thoughts at the end, what I think about the whole thing and spiel. I'll try and not talk too much over the trailer if it is like a talky one. But again, I don't know. I've not seen it. With that being said, let's all watch Bendy and the Dark Revival. Official trailer. Mad. Okay. Oh, lovely. Blood and violence. Of course, we need that. Oh, very Halo-esque. Oh, okay. So this is the Jerry Drew Studios.
Another late night, another crazy
wow.
deadline.
Wow.
You can do this, Audrey.
Oh, it's Audrey. It's Audrey, okay. Oh, Audrey's in there.
What was that?
Wow.
Audrey. What's wrong with me?
Attention, children of the machine. For 211 days, you've lived without the ink demon haunting your steps. I banished him away. In return, I ask just a little favor. There is a stranger. Bring her to me.
Oh. Okay. Oh my God, this I like that. Definitely a step up from the first.
Thank you very much for your help.
Oh, nice.
Almost everyone here either can't speak or they're completely mad.
Oh.
No one wants you.
No, I'm not gonna hurt you.
Oh, it's Alice, isn't it?
Looked like you needed some help.
Don't touch me.
Above everything else,
Ooh.
stay away from the ink demon.
What's an ink demon?
He likes to smile,
Oh.
and he kills anything that moves.
Oh, so.
Here goes nothing.
Whoa. Oh, look, the butcher gang is back. Holy hell, Alice and a Tommy gun, that is awesome. Wow, the scope on this game is so much bigger. Oh, little Bendy. Wow, so yeah, that was awesome. I've got to admit, I really enjoyed that. There's a few things I do want to talk about. Obviously, I'm not mad knowledgeable about Bendy and Dark Revival, so I'm only saying what I see. But I really like the idea that we're gonna. Obviously, Audrey is now like the main player, the main character in this story, which I really like because it looks like this is from a time in Bendy and the Ink Machine sort of story before it all goes topsy-turvy. Because this looks like it's set back that far, and of course, Audrey fits that bill. She's got that sort of tone and that appearance and dress and manner and stuff like that. So it does seem like this is going to be like one of the original like team, not original team, but I think you know what I'm getting at. But like it's definitely set further back. But it's mad that we get to see the human form is like that's so cool, especially in a Bendy game. But yeah, I like how they're actually showing her animating the frame by frame, and obviously it being a deadline and whatnot. Maybe she gets too consumed in her work at this point. I think something really interesting for me is definitely this character in particular. Now, again, I'm not full of information at the moment about Bendy and some of the side characters that I don't know, because obviously they're like spin-offs and books and like, but I haven't been able to put a name to this character in particular, but I feel like this one is actually quite intriguing. Like, it's definitely something to do with Audrey, of course, and it's something that has a human form, which is quite interesting again. So it definitely obviously looks like she gets consumed by the ink at some point and, you know, turns, and this is where we get the whole lovely Audrey in the ink mode. I also find quite interesting about this shot in particular is it looks like a searcher has obviously been, you know, something also I find a little bit interesting about this shot in particular is that it looks like a searcher's been pinned to the wall and been labelled a demon follower. Now, I'm assuming it says demon follower on the wall, so what does that actually entail? So I'm assuming there are going to be a few that are going to work for Bendy. Well, not work for Bendy, but believe in whatever he does, in, like, you know, this whole sort of like obsessive side, if you will. But I'm intrigued by that. I feel like there's gonna be another like element of enemy in this version. So I think this is looking like from what we saw in maybe chapter, oh god, I think it was Bendy chapter 3 or 4, was it, or something? But yeah, the whole spiel of like a lobby and having basically all the mascots there. So right at the back on the furthest left, I think we've got Alice, Angel, Bendy, and then we've got the Butcher Gang on the far right, and then we've got Boris the Wolf, and obviously we can see some of the toys and whatnot underneath. And also there's a actual toy store underneath, so a gift shop. So I think this is basically the new version of Sammy from like very early versions of Bendy. But this looks to be like the one who can sort of fake that he can control Bendy, when in reality he probably just knows when and when Bendy's coming. But, you know, it does a whole, oh, here's the foreshadow, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, I think this is the name to our gentleman from earlier. I'd definitely like to see some of these real cool Searcher evolved versions, if you will. I think these are going to be really fun to fight, and they look really good. Like, I've got to admit, Bendy this time around looks absolutely amazing. Like, of course, it had a very unique art style and whatnot beforehand, but this looks fantastic. So I love the idea of the climbing, but I don't think these are going to be like incorporated in gameplay properly. I think it's going to be like an interactable scene, possibly to do with like story parts and whatnot. So maybe something we can't do as freely, although I would like to see that. But again, I'm not holding out for that one, but it would be a cool feature. I don't like that. That freaks me the hell out. So it looks like we've got a few items there. So it looks like in the bottom left there's like poison ink, if you will, and then we've got the bacon soup, of course, and it looks like we've got a blueprint for a gear. So I wonder if we can craft. I think we can craft. I think it was confirmed, but yeah, it's cool that we can use blueprints to craft other items and whatnot. So there's that visual proof of that. So here is what I think we'll be upgrading our equipment on. So I think this machine's going to belong to the Searcher that we see next. I think he is quite like a handyman, or must have been probably one of the previous workers that we encountered in the first Bendy game. I don't recall the name, but it might suggest that it's one of the maintenance workers, for instance. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to be upgrading all our tools, and that's the Searcher I was referring to earlier. I think this one might actually generally help us out through the whole game and spiel. So I'm looking forward to that. I feel like this is going to be like a Searcher Boris, if you will. It's going to be quite fun. Also, it sounds like he's voiced by David Attenborough, so that's also a win-win. So as of yet, my full knowledge on Bendy isn't probably up to par, but this looks like a ball for Bud Lewis, or signed by a Bud Lewis. I don't know who that is per se as of yet, so as I learn more about Bendy, of course I'll know, but I think for some of you this might be an interesting point. So this is something I'd like to talk about, because I definitely like the idea that, you know, you can approach this sort of real vulnerable state within like this ink, and it can twist you up so much that, you know, we see this screenshot, well, not screenshot, but this part of the video. I reckon these enemies are going to be super freaky. Like, I don't know if anyone remembers Left 4 Dead, but like, you know, you used to have the witch like hide in like a dark area, and if you went near them she'd come after you, and it's like, ah. But I reckon we're going to have like that kind of stuff go on here. I really like it though. I think this is really scary dark. But yeah, it's nice to see that Alice is trying to help out, so that's good. We're going to have some sort of companion, I suppose. I do like the whole like foreshadow of this image in particular, like the visual part of it. Like, you've got the voiceover, which is obviously Alice explaining, you know, Bendy to Audrey, and then you've got Bendy in Little Devil Darling when the big Bendy's rising in the shadows, and it's talking about smiling, and cardboard cut out Bendy has got a bit of bar going through him, and it's just such a chaotic like oh dear, we're in trouble. So also the audio explains that Bendy just goes after anything that moves, which again means no one can control Bendy. They can pretend to, like Wilson, but they can't. But yeah, I really like this scene in particular. It shows that there's like so much more to like the workshop and stuff. Like it's been built out past that point. Whether this is like all like, you know, the set design, possibly a bit edgy with that one, but like it's mad to think there's like a whole new, again, we saw this in the previous chapters though, but like there's construction of like a completely different setting and world, if you will. But I really like this. It's going to be really fun for exploration and stuff like that. And this scene in particular, I think that's the hand of one of the bigger searchers. I'm intrigued to know if it was Bendy, but I'm pretty sure it needs to be a bit more clawy for Bendy. So this bit looks more like a cutscene, if you will. I don't think it's going to be how they actually act within the game. I just think this is going to be part of maybe where Audrey gets kidnapped at some point. I think she was the fourth. Could WoW be leaning towards Audrey or Alice? So we'll have to see in the game who this is particularly about, but I'm intrigued. I forgot what they've actually dubbed this Alice. I think it was, is it Evil Alice or whatnot? But yeah, I find this one so cool. The fact that she has a Tommy gun is mad. And also that chaotic laugh behind, you know, it's going to be a fun boss within the game. But I feel like this is probably the highlight of the trailer for me, because this Bendy looks quite innocent. It's going to be, I feel like, another spin-off of perhaps maybe the one Audrey was working on earlier in the video. But this Bendy seems to have like a sort of strange sort of shader on it, like a toon shader. Maybe again this is going to be a different side to Bendy that we didn't know beforehand. But this looks quite innocent, quite small. So I wonder if this is going to be something, this Bendy is going to be something we have to protect going forward in the Dark Revival. But I'm really intrigued. It looks super cute. He looks so adorable playing with a train or like a little truck, whatever he's doing. And of course they have it, the release date, November the 15th. 2022. We're not going to have to wait. Anyway, thank you for watching this video with me. Thank you for listening to my thoughts and my mind ramblings of what I think is going on in the Bendy universe. I will continue to expand my knowledge of the Bendy universe as we go on. So with that being said, join me in this journey. If you like Bendy content and want to see more, want to see me play the Dark Revival, make sure to hit that subscribe button, do all the usual YouTube stuff, and of course I will be covering it when it comes out completely. With that being said, have a lovely morning, day or night wherever you are in this world, to stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next theory video.